Hello everyone, and we are live for the final game of the day. It's going to be Team 4 coming up against Team Number 2. And let's see if Team Number 2 can continue their undefeated streak, or if Team 4 have some surprises in store for them.
Ooh, cast ban, wasn't expecting that.
Ooh, yeah. Wanting to take that away from, I don't know, maybe the cast ABC away from Exos would make a lot of sense to me, I think. So I can see that being banned out. The Jinx, though, also being taken off the table.
Pretty good ban. It's quite been a safe pick. We've seen it quite a lot today as well, because you can just use your range to be quite safe, and obviously you can snowball very well. All it needs is one reset to get excited, and then she can just take over the game. I mean, Tryndamere, that's to be expected. That's always going to get banned against Refresh. No one likes playing against that champion. Quite like the Echo ban, because Jason had a really good last game on it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Also, sorry, go on.
No. Yeah, I do. I like to say the Echo ban. Obviously, Jason. It was banned the first game, and we saw what happens if you don't take that off the table. Talia is still available though. I'm interested to see what the first pick will be.
I was going to say I'm expecting them to lean towards Talia, especially with Diana off the table, because they've been leaning towards AP junglers just to balance out the team comp. And they will go for a Jarvan. Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily hate Jarvan as a first pick, because I think he can fit into a lot of comps. He's a good early game jungler. He's always useful.
Yeah, I think it's a decent pickup here for Team 4, right? I really think, yeah, there's a lot worse first picks you can go, especially with Jinx taken off the table, right? And I'm glad we haven't seen a Zeri pick up this tournament yet, because that champion nerfed into the ground.
Has been hotfix buff. But...
Hotfix buffed, I don't think it's fixed enough. I still think it's really, really not that good. So I'm glad to see it not taking priority. Akshan here though, the lock-in. Never mind, it's a proxy.
Is that a proxy?
It's Talia.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That makes... I was going to say, first picking Akshan's a bit brave.
Certainly is, it certainly is, but instead it's going to be the Caitlyn first rotation here. We saw how the bot lane of team, I think it was team 3. Never mind, it's a proxy pick. It's
Okay.
Actually, yeah. It's sorry, it's just that Caitlyn is actually Caitlyn. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Lucky can pilot that champion, especially with Jhin on the table. They played the other side of that matchup. I'll be interested to see if Exos decides to lock that in. Instead, it's gonna be the Syndra blind in the mid lane, and that action is Talia. I don't think that message got messaged to the other chat.
Yeah,
so,
I was just about to say.
Yeah. I will see if I can sort this out. Talia's proxy for Akshan. Alright, great. So that's Akshan Syndra picked up here. So that could be an Akshan top, could even be an Akshan AD carry if Exos is comfortable on playing that. We'll have to see.
Okay, I think the blind picking Syndra is a bit questionable. She's not that strong at the minute. Yeah, she's good in lane, but she's very bad outside of lane. In terms of stun targets, Tibia can outrange her. She's good against Jax, which I'm guessing is going to be Refresh's Jax, so maybe it's just an idea of trying to keep that Jax under control, not being able to get on top of her.
Yeah, I think it's a blind pick, also comfort here for Pumpkin in the mid lane. I do like to see it. Yeah, I think it makes sense to have that picked up, but we see second round of bans, Ornn taken off the table. That's a safe top laner that's going to be unavailable.
I must not fall.
Followed by the Leona, denying some of that engage potential that maybe team number 2 are trying to look for.
I like that ban.
Yeah.
Team 2 is very much looking for some form of engage. I'm guessing they'll ban Nautilus next, just to get hearsay off that as well. So
yeah,
just defaulted to that a bit.
I mean, we did see the hearsay Braum last game. Enchantress, something more aggressive.
That's just getting psyched off Tam Kench.
That's so sad. A goddamn.
I know he enjoys Tam Kench top him.
He is a bit of a. Yeah.
Yep, there's an Nautilus ban. Alright, so Akshan's Talia and Talia is Akshan. So still need to support. They're going to go for probably some sort of engage. it's Pantheon Caitlyn lane. That is in a very aggressive lane. Very. Oh.
It looks like it's going to be the Galio picked up here.
I'm really not a fan of the Galio. It's a good follow-up, but again, they've got no one really going in at the moment apart from Jax, who's probably going to get immediately shoved out by Syndra.
I mean, Talia can go in with a... it's also really good protection against the dive coming out from the Jarvan. Malzahar over here.
True.
Could this be an Akshan top, Syndra mid... Sorry, Syndra AD carry, Malzahar support... Malzahar mid. God, my brain is not working properly. Jeez.
I think it might be. Because you're not going to put Malzahar in the bot lane. He needs levels to be actually useful.
Interesting. Interesting in... Yeah, I think it's going to be the Syndra Thresh bot lane here coming out for the side of Team 4. Something different?
I was going to say, we don't have a lot of mage players in the bot lane.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Exeter, right? The mid lane player. Sorry, yeah, sent down towards that AD carry role. Makes sense to be able to pick up these mages. You have a Caitlyn and you have a Talia.
Gauge from Old Man Santa. And that is Kiana. Okay, that's an interesting pickup considering the fact Malzahar's already been picked by the enemy team.
So during the break, I had a quick look at Old Man Santa's OPGG, right?
Oh, it's all Kiana.
Well, 8 hours ago they played the Grays game, played the Pop game, and then I go 12 hours ago and there's a Kiana game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Poppy game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Kiana game, Zillion game, Kiana game, Kiana game. So definitely wanting to play that champion. Obviously comfort for the player, so yeah.
I mean, Kiana versus Akshan. I'm actually not entirely sure how that matchup goes. I'm guessing Kiana can just burst through Akshan and get easy kills.
Well, I mean, if Kiana can get on top of them, but we have seen some really nice play coming out from Old Man Santa in this tournament, right?
True. It's about how well you can keep distance between her, because she does do a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra obviously, yeah. Also, Kiana diving in, you do have a lot of self-peel with that Scatter the Wheat. Oh, no, never mind, I'm thinking it's Syndra. Yeah, the Akshan, you do have some self-peel with that heroic swing, right? Does allow you to get away from these melee assassins, but only if you can, time it correctly and not get it body blocked by this.
Also needs to be careful about not swinging towards a wall so you can get Kiana altered into it. That's obviously a bit of a risk. Obviously, I know you can sort of cancel Akshan swing beforehand, but that'll be interesting to watch that matchup. I still don't know which team comp I really like more. I kind of hate them both.
I was gonna say, which comp do you dislike less? Hey, maybe if we predict neither team, they'll both win. So that's always an option.
Yeah, we have the first ever draw.
First ever draw in League of Legends history. Not even a remake, just a flat out draw. Alright. I don't really know how to analyze these teams very much anymore, to be honest. And I'm low-key, my brain is kind of fried. I'm trying to get this all sorted. So I normally ask to sum up how these teams are going to do, what to keep your eyes on in the game, and how one team's going to be able to find the win, but I couldn't answer that. It's just this is very much two solo queue team comps if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, this is very much.
Well, whichever team has the blessing of RNGesus on their side will come out on top. But for now, we're going to be throwing it to a quick break while we wait for spectator delay. Final match of the day. There's no point in missing it. Don't go anywhere at all. Hello everyone, and we are here for the final game of the day. Team 4 on blue side, Team 2 on red. Let's see if this one's as good as the rest of the games. Let's hope it's more like a game 1 rather than a game 2 and a game 3, right? Less of a stomp, more of a back and forth. But honestly, it seems so unlikely that anyone can stop the meteoric rise here of Team 2. But we'll have to see.
I've been quite a big fan of Team 2 so far. I think they're quite well balanced as well in terms of team.
Whoever did the teams is a fucking idiot, I can tell you that much. And by that I don't mean myself, I mean Psych in this instance. Go fuck. No, I'm just of course kidding. Yeah, it's just, hey, players are performing above expectations. That's what we like to see, right? Like, sure, you do your best to like make things work. But honestly, some excellent performances coming out from Old Man Santa up in this top lane, unexpectedly so, have really propelled Team 2 into the lead in these games. However, Old Man Santa is going to be coming up against the stiffest competition he's faced in the tournament. Yukoito, Mary, highest ranked top laner. We'll have to see if they can continue their streak of dominance, their zero death gameplay up in the top lane, or whether they'll end up falling in this match.
No, I'm very curious to see how top lane matchup's going to go, because it's very much going to be skill, who uses what when, how well Akshan can reposition using his swing, how well Kiana can use her invisibility and her dash onto targets.
Oh, look at the slide coming out from the from the Akshan there. That man is straight up vibing. There we go. Zoom out. That is actually already a win in my books. Team 4 really want to get on the board, right? I think they deserve it, and they've gotten 0.1 of a point, if you ask me, just for having such smooth moves in that top lane. That's last, by the way, Locky fanboy. I'm gonna fuck that one up, guaranteed.
Yeah,
at some point. But still, we'll have to see. Both junglers starting on the opposite sides of the map, which means they shouldn't quite clash in. Actually, no, it doesn't look like it. Actually, both junglers starting on the top side means top lane's going to be a bit more of a skill matchup. No jungle influence there. Whereas bot lane might get a little bit spicy.
I'm interested to see how bot lane will go, because in theory you'd think that 2 range should just be able to bully out Galio, but on the other side, Caitlyn, very good in lane, very much a lane bully. Syndra's going to very much struggle with her range.
The only difference is, right, when I look at this lane, normally Caitlyn gets free pyro, but obviously there's a different caliber of players here, like Locky Rune, no offense to Locky Rune, but Exeter is pretty damn good at the game. Refresh is also good at the game, bullying out Pumpkin, getting that level 2 first, doesn't have the corrupting pot, does have the biscuits though, dashing forwards, really not letting up on the aggression. But anyway, as I was saying, Exos here is going to be able to get the push against this Caitlyn, which is going to be quite good for Team 4. They will have some lanes to play around, but yeah, mid lane is really, really suffering.
Very much Malzahar gets bullied early. Oh, and we have a pause.
Oh, yeah, the first pause of the day. I wasn't going to say it. Never mind. We're back in. That didn't happen. Erase those last 4 seconds from your memory. If it's less than 5, it's like food rules. If it's less than 5 seconds, it doesn't count. We are going to get back into the game, but I was hoping we hadn't already got any pauses before, so crossing my goddamn fingers we weren't going to see another one, but nah.
But no, once Malzahar gets a couple more levels, she'll be able to shove in the lane a bit more, get a bit more control, and Jack should have trouble dealing with that, just because of how the dot will bounce from... Everyone should very much easily bounce to someone that's melee.
Yeah.
But it does need those few levels, does need a bit of early mana just to help sustain that.
Last here, looking for a bit of an invade onto Jason. Does not spot him out on the ward, will be spotted out on the ward. So actually going for the invade though, with this bot lane priority, with this mid lane priority as well, thanks to that bouncing wave. Jason's got to be pretty damn careful. Psych lands the hook over the wall, and this time it's first blood for Team 4.
Oh, that's great hook. Great combo.
Oh, Yukoito, they get the first kill onto Old Man Santa. The invincible Titan will finally end up falling, and in a solo bolo nonetheless. 22-5 CS.
Really bad for Santa, doesn't have TP. Gonna lose out on that wave, gonna lose out on quite a bit of experience as well, which you don't want to be doing as an assassin.
Yeah, and we've seen, every single game we've seen of Team 2. They've either managed to get ahead in the early game or get ahead in the mid game. Make good use out of these ignites. Haven't really been punished for the lack of TPs. But now we see Old Man Santa for the first time in a disadvantaged lane position. Pumpkin looking to get refreshed. The flash. Oh no. That's
Tried to flash to extend the knock up and doesn't quite manage it.
Nah, Exos is going to be able to walk it out of that one. Bit of an unfortunate one there for last.
I mean, he's just cosplaying Loki at this point.
Yeah,
isn't he?
true.
So-
Lucky fanboy. It's really learning everything. Now he's going to get 5 kills and throw the game. Anyway. But no, it's still helping out mid lane. Allowing Pumpkin to get this push in is still pretty damn good. Once Pumpkin gets enough gold or to get their lost chapter, which they will have in a little bit, in a pretty decent while. But if they do get enough gold for that, if they've opted for, I don't think they've opted for futures market, but still, really, really huge spike for the Mouse. It's kind of like the same as Ziggs. Once you get that, you can just keep pushing in the wave. Old Man Santa looking for another trade up in the top lane. Press the attack is propped. Minion wave was in favor, but just able to dash past it on the action. And
just using that level advantage and just the fact that he can chase him down.
the Vamp Scepter advantage as well. You can just farm up health from these minions so easily, not worried about tanking the wave so much.
Oh,
Jason,
yeah, true.
trying to look for something, but realizing that with the wave in the position it is, it's going to get frozen under the turret, and there's nothing he and Old Man Santa can do.
No, very surprised that he's started Doran's Blade. That's sort of fallen out of fashion a bit, really, with AD. It tends to be the long sword in the pots,
But hey, you get the kill, you can snowball it. You've got the Vamp Scepter and you've got the Doran's Blade as well, so it's a lot of lifesteal.
True. One problem for Pumpkin is that he is having Malzahar problems in that his E is not last hitting the wave for him, so he's got a bit of a CS deficit there. But then, having said that, Old Man Santa is only on 17 CS. He's not having a good time in this top lane.
This is the range top lane versus melee top lane diff. Level 6 for Mary up here as well. Only level 5 for Old Man Santa. Once that camouflage gets used for the Kiana, I feel like maybe you can just dash in and try and look for the solo kill. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult when you don't know where the jungler is, but still, really, really putting the hurt onto Old Man Santa and exposing what a good top laner can do to to a player like Old Man Santa. Yeah. Gosh.
Does look like Jason's coming for a lane gank, maybe. Or maybe he's just shadowing to make sure that Old Man doesn't get dived, because if he loses out on that wave, that would be...
Refresh is walking up as well, but yeah, trying to just shadow the dive. Pumpkin very nicely pinging SS there, letting Mary know that, of course, Jax is no longer in the area, so she wisely backs off.
And how are we looking for bot lane? Okay, Syndra's got Lost Chapter, taking the Electrocute, so going very much for that burst, one-shot kind of build, rather than the Aerie, which is more power during laning.
We talked a bit about, in the previous game, or maybe the game before, the mid-game slump coming out from Caitlyn. It's sort of the opposite for Syndra. Strong early game, gets even stronger in the mid game, then suffers as the game goes on. So the hook connects onto Locky Room, can be dropped quite low. Nice double taunt there from Hearsay. Walks onto the trap, Psych forced to flash away, flash followed by Hearsay. I don't know if we have enough damage for this. The Ignite ticking down, but 200 health. Dashing in, trying to look for it. The Flay though doesn't quite land on the target, but the hook will, and that's a kill over to Exos as Pumpkin finds the kill in the mid lane. I was going to say solo kill, but finds the kill in the mid lane onto Refresh. Now Loki has to be careful, and somehow it's a stomp with it's a Team 2 game, which is a stomp, but not in favor of Team 2. Team 4 winless, looking to try and get on the board. Yukito getting locked down a little bit, forced to try and dash away. Jason is in the area, knocked back, will get taken down thanks to that jungler attention. But because that jungler was topside, it means 1, that you're losing out on those mid lane plates, and 2, Locky's about to get a personal encounter with one of his closest fans, and gets a bit John Lennon by him, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's what happens when you show on the top side. Sure, you stop this action from having quite as nice of a game, but now you're losing out even more in the spot lane. Look at the CS differences across the board. Mid lane suffering a little bit, but 25 in the top. Oh no, Mary dives in. Unlucky rebound on the wall there. No target. Flash Qs.
Misses the Q,
and
but
they
I don't think ult's enough. Oh, it is enough. I'm wrong.
The execute damage. Too much.
All suddenly kicked off at once.
Yeah, it's Refresh.
No, it was good for
nice.
It's good for Jason to shut down Yuo because everywhere else was losing and dying.
Yeah.
Refresh obviously got ganked mid, and ganking for a Malzahar when he's got ult is, should be a free kill every time. Bot lane, I thought that was going to turn around in favor of the red team, just because you sort of saw it. So Psych hits an excellent hook on Caitlyn, on support rather, but Syndra uses spells, but sort of just runs out of steam. Wasn't quite 6, didn't have that ult, couldn't finish off, and that gives time to Caitlyn to sort of put back a bit more damage. Hearsay probably went in a bit too greedily. Probably should have just backed off. ends up losing his life for it, but another good hook by Psych just to get him under tower.
Yeah, and because of all these things happening across the map, it's now a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Team
Refresh.
Dive in
Nice.
on the
Yeah, oh, it was a good flash, yeah. Flashes to avoid the knock-up.
Yeah,
Pumpkin
pumpkin.
doesn't quite have ult yet, but...
Nice flash there by Last as well. Hearsay is here. It's going to get slowed up. Conqueror will deal a little bit more damage than that first strike will. Finds the knock-up. Not quite enough damage though. Iron Spike Whip was on cooldown. If that had been off cooldown, that would be one dead Galio. But Hearsay escapes by the skin of their teeth.
And this bot lane is proving very hard for Locky to deal with. 20 CS up, pushed out of lane, almost getting a kill on Hearsay. Oh, sorry, not Hearsay. Almost getting a kill on Locky, pushing him back, getting more tower blades.
Yeah, and look at the plates, yeah, all across the map actually. That's 2 plates in the bot lane. I think it's 3 in the top lane, at least a couple in the mid lane.
Yeah. And it's a 4k gold lead at 10 minutes. This is...
Well, it's not as much of a stomp as some other games we've seen today, but it is still a very sizable advantage in favor of Team 4, which is what we want to see. They're the underdogs, so we can't feel bad about rooting for them in this match. I'm very sorry to inform you, this is one of your first time casting, right?
Yes.
I think you might have performed your first ever cast a curse when you said said just how overpowered Team 2 was. Well, maybe they've met their match. Pumpkin though walks in, gets taken out, too aggressive, but Jason might end up paying for it as well. Psych here. Jarvan with the Cataclysm finds the play. Knock up here will pick up. Psych refreshes here. Actually, it's a 5v2 in the mid lane. 600 gold shutdown goes over to refresh, and I just did one of my patented caster curses, as 3 will fall in exchange for only 1. Huge play there for Team 2.
Huge. You get the gold on the Jax, which is exactly where you want it. He gets to pick up a tower play, manages to get a bit more farm. Really well timed ult from Hearsay, so it knocks it Psych up just out after the stopwatch.
Yeah, it's just
Red team did a really good job collapsing in on that.
And now Refresh is taken to the all chat, and so has Last. You know, just playing. We haven't seen anyone get doxed this game, so it's less interesting than some of the previous ones, but still, just a little bit of cheeky banter.
No, they're saving the doxing for playoffs.
Oh, true, yeah, that's when it's most impactful, of course.
Really?
Hearsay looking to roam in this mid lane. Removing that red wall takes a lot of safety away from Pumpkin, but now has that Leandri, should be one-shotting those waves with that passive coming through. And now Refresh should end up pinned under her turret the entire time. You don't need to walk up if you are the B in this situation. Just send your little dudes out to clear it yourself. Shouldn't really have much risk of dying in this lane. But getting that priority in the mid lane means that Hearsay and Refresh can walk down towards this dragon. First one going to be taken in the game. Oh no, Last was trying to sneak it away. Must have been seen on vision. Refresh looking to try and take it as well. No jungler here. Jason a little bit far away. If you have the flag and drag, you can maybe look for the steal if you are Jason here. No, not Jason. If you're Last, but no, it doesn't end up coming through. First dragon goes over to Team 2.
No, good job by Red team spotting that out, getting the dragon, cutting the gold lead down just to 2k now.
Yeah. And I really do feel like I cast a custom. Top lane CS gap has still continued to expand. Look at that item difference. Look at the health difference in the bot lane. Heal comes out from Locky Rune, survives just that little bit longer. Yukito maybe looking to get some down the Old Man Santa. Pops the ult, but the wave in the way and the turret in the way means that there's going to be no kill on this top lane. But still, getting some reasonable damage down. Looking to try and claim a second plate just before they fall, about a minute until they're done.
I think Syndra misplayed that just ever so slightly. If she just holds off for 1 second, gets another Q off on Caitlyn, and then ults, the extra damage would have been enough to kill her.
Speaking of misplay,
well,
Last goes in for the dive on the top lane. Yeah. Still ends up getting the play, even though he missed the knock-up. Oh, and flash used by Old Man Santa.
Old Man Santa feeling the might of Demacia there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened when I was 7 years old, and I actually, you know, the reason why Santa hasn't been sighted since I was 7, right? I still have a little. This bit is fucking terrible. We're gonna move on. that's a 4th game kind of bit I was trying to spin there.
Oh god.
But all right, you know what?
You know what? I think where were you going?
No,
with
I've got a better.
You've not seen Santa because he's still stuck in J4 ult? Is that
well,
why?
I was going to say because I fucking murdered him, but you know, But anyway, here's a better joke. Old Man Santa gets a present delivered to him this time, and that present is a Jarvan on top of their face.
There we go.
There we go, we got it eventually.
That's the casting we live for.
So, Gold Lead hasn't expanded, right? It's still 3k, and in terms of scaling, you obviously have to worry about Jax as the game goes on. Kiana's going to be a little bit less scaling, but Talia's going to get more nasty as the game continues. Caitlyn will hit that power drop, but doesn't seem to be the main carry for the team either way.
No, the big worry at the moment is Lockie's 0-2 on Caitlyn, so that mid-game power drops are really going to hurt, because it's not even like she's in a position where she's strong.
She's already hit the mid-game power trough, and she's only on a Noon Quiver and pickaxe at this point.
Yeah. Good news is Syndra kind of drops off a bit.
Wow. Engaged in the top lane onto Mary. Does manage to dash away with that heroic leap. Gonna flash away. Procs the shield bow. Can you dodge away from the W? Does manage to do it. Doesn't find. Never mind. Finds one back in the gank. It's a 1-for-1 in the play in the top side. Nicely done by Mary there. Had to use the flash, but still picks up the kill.
Good job sidestepping that knockback, but unfortunately wasn't just quite enough.
Oh, it was enough to pick up one. Wasn't enough to get the double kill. It's another assist over to Old Man Santa. Going to be able to crash this wave, help a little bit on the farm as well. But meanwhile, Last is looking for more ganks in the mid lane. Pumpkin has the Nevergrass, flashes forwards, uses it. The counterplay is here! Jax will end up falling. That's the outplay button in action, baby. 2 outplay buttons actually for the side of Team 4 here. So I'm sure Jax and I'm sure Lockie are going to have very, very fun games.
No, good that they're actually communicating those. Good communication, good coordination, that they're actually ganking at the same time and actually utilising that Malzahar ult.
So yeah, Jason here, just going to clear out this wave. But yeah, no, you talked about it. The coordination really important here, right? Like, when you've got like a mechanically less, I don't know, less talent. I don't want to say Pumpkin's less talented. He brings a lot in terms of not mechanics, but speaking of bringing a lot, Psych brings the flash out from Lockie Rune. Hearsade's on the flank, but maybe caught between a rock and a hard place here. What's he going to do with it? Just going to clear out the ward. But forcing out the flash from the Caitlyn there feels pretty damn good. Easier kill thresholds for Syndra as the game goes on. Mary looking to get this shove on, and Last looking for a bit of a lane gank. I hope they won't spawn the minions there, otherwise that's not going to work. Or maybe they're just looking for a dire claim this tier 1. They have the Herald. Oh, nice double stun there by Exos. The Lantern comes through, the stun comes down, the Unleashed power, thanks to that Idol Durand, not going to be enough refreshes in the area. So it's Mary misses out on that heroic leap. Nice block up there by Last. Will end up falling though, doesn't have the Cataclysm this time. Shut down, goes over to Refresh. I think both those kills did as well. So this Jarvan, Jax is going to be a bit of a monster in the mid game. Sure, you end up losing on the mid turret for that. Not going to feel great, but you prevent the play on the top side. You do lose out on both your outer turrets, so maybe it ends up better in terms of Team 4.
I mean, it's more gold on Jax, helps them get to late game faster. If they're clever as well, they could quickly rush down a Drake as well, but I don't think they're going to it with Refresh's backing.
Yeah, I don't think they can rush this one down. Should be first move here for Last and Pumpkin. Turret will be answered in the top lane by Old Man Center, and they've cut the gold lead down to only 1,500, which I think is where it was about in the early games. So nice job by this counter to not lose out any more than she has to, but Pumpkin is in the area, but so is Jason. Dash forwards, ult there onto Hearsay, gonna end up falling, but look, Fanboy is in the area to 3v2. Jason, Exo's over the wall. Jason forced to flash away. Ignite is ticking. Will not find the kill. Can the snipe get it? Locky Rune eats up a lot of the damage instead. 2 bullets connected. Not quite enough, but Jason will not be able to contest this dragon. Refresh finds the flash kill onto Pumpkin though. How much more can he get done? Nice hook there by Psych. Followed up with the stun. Unleashed power going to be a little bit reduced by that counter strike. Dashing straight into the trap there. I agree, Mary. It's a bit of a sad one. Refresh doesn't end up falling, but the dragon will in favor of Team 4. Now, oh my lord, Akshan does have the shield bow, not quite enough, does end up getting one shot. Now, Last realized they have to walk away. Refresh in the area, healed by Esports. I don't know what that triple dodge was from. Lockie, Fanboy. They say never meet your heroes, right? And I don't think Last was.
No, it's just all a bit messy, really. I mean, I think Red should have rotated to that dragon a bit earlier. They could have taken it for free while Jarvan was off the map. And instead, it ends up being a bit messy. I think overall, it's still a win for Team Blue.
I mean, you say that, but we talked about this Jax scaling, right? 7, 3, and 2 now at 18 minutes. Going to be so fast online. And we saw how much an online Jax could do in game 1 of this series, where Refresh played that as well. We'll have to see if the Malzahar ult's enough. If we have to see if the Unleashed power is enough to disrupt him, or whether or not, Mouse is just going to run rampant through this team.
No, and Red have, with all those shutdowns, they have almost equalised the gold lead. It's only down to 300 gold, 300, 400. But having said that...
Oh, wow. Not dealing as much damage as you really need to on the Syndra there. Mary, though, getting dove on the opposite side of the map. Old Man Santa redeeming themselves for their early troubles. Locky Rune, though, I can't make... How many more jokes can I make about this? Jarvan finds the Caitlyn, and Hearsay ult's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, Syndra was out of mana, just didn't have enough mana for a stun to get the kill on the bot lane, and then Loki gets caught out mid.
On the plus side, though, they do get the Herald Charge onto that second tier 2 in the mid lane. Gonna get some good, decent damage down. Being able to push out these waves is really, really important. It allows Mary to move around the map unimpeded. It allows Jason to... Sorry, not Jason. Yeah. It allows Lasp to look for these flanks on the Jarvan. But, yeah, we're gonna have to see, you know, if they can make this vision work. They can get these waves pushed out, secure vision in the enemy jungle, and just, yeah, take control with these flanks.
Syndra going for an early Void Staff by the looks of things. Not a fan of that. Having said that, Caitlyn's now got a Gale Force and a Zeal. 2 items on the mouths of her.
I think the early Void Staff...
very hard to deal with now that he's got his blade, but sorry, go on.
I was going to say, the early Void Staff, there are Merc Treads for this Jax, and if it's a priority target, the Grandmaster's Might gives you a decent amount of armor and magic resist as well. So, I don't think it's that bad of an idea to go for this Blighted Jewel, go for this early Void Staff. So, oh no, Lasp does manage to get the dash away, didn't get knocked up against the wall. Old Man Santa not quite finding the combo. Nice heads up play there by Lasp to make it out of that one.
So the downside of going Void Staff is it's just in a bit of a trough. Like, yeah, it'll be a whole lot better late game, and as the game goes on, that item will get better and better as more magic resist comes through for it to penetrate. But it's just a case of, are you happy with giving up a bit of power now for power later?
True, I can see that. I can see that.
And the game's on the knife edge at the minute. It's 100 gold between them, if that.
Oh my god, it really is. This Baron actually, it looks like... It looks like Team 4 are trying to set up vision. I'm just going to start up this Baron. Seeing Refresh on the other side of the map. And this is what happens when you don't take Teleport on this Jax. It's going to be a 4v5 for at least another 30 seconds. How fast can you burn down this Baron? But the rest are here. Flash forwards by Pumpkin does find the Kiana.
Time to lose Cutie.
Here, they get caught out. Refreshes in that bush. Dive forwards. Oh no, Mary, you might have just jumped into your death. And I said it was a disaster, but an overcommittal by 2 members from T2 ends up costing them dearly. This Jax is unstoppable. Triple kill. The Ignite will eventually take them out. Lucky Rune will end up falling. In the end, it is actually a 3 for 5 in favor of Team 2. But you have to imagine if that overcommittal had not come through, that Baron would be on the table, they'd be wearing purple, and they'd be feeling a lot better about that play.
It was a very close call. I think the Kiana ult just doesn't quite hit. It hits a large amount of people, but it doesn't quite hit the wall, so I don't think it got the stun off to a huge amount of people. Lord. It was very close.
It does still work on the river, right? Because that's how... If you land the Kiana ult while you're in the river, it will still stun people, but... Still, I guess it just wasn't enough in the fight. It's because the river river counts as one of the elements, I believe. So
counts for one of the elements for a dash, but for the stun on a
roll. I will have to double check that. Maybe I'm incorrect. I think maybe if it didn't hit the wall and didn't get a stun, that might have been what swung the team fight. That'd be my shit game knowledge coming through that. But both teams are setting up for this Dragon. Vision is in favor of Team 2 at the moment, but it's being cleared out. There's no more sweepers though for Team 4 here. They're spotted on this ward. This could be disastrous. Oh no, they're split in half. Jason in the middle of 3. The ult comes down on to the Kiana. Going to be dropped quite low. Did he have enough damage? Mary trying to find the kill. Locky fan trying to buy as much time as he can. Locky Rune will end up falling. Jax is the only one left alive. There's a threat. The first kill comes down here, saying will fall, but a huge stun onto 3 in this Jax with the blade is almost unstoppable. Psych does manage to land a hit. It's a triple kill. Will it be a quadra? Yes. Will it be a penta? Almost certainly. It's a bit of a refresh dip in the mid lane as the Jax picks up a pentakill. The fight looks good for Team 4, but the Jax is unstoppable.
Just no one can kill him. Syndra doesn't have the burst, and he just dodges everything that Akshan can throw at him. No, really well played by Refresh, but it wouldn't be an Exeter 5v5 tournament if it wasn't a coin flip fight at Drake for no reason.
If it wasn't a Jax 1v9ing everyone as well, right? I'm sure. Are we sure? Are we sure Oscar isn't playing in this tournament? Actually, I feel like there might be some account sharing going on with Refresh here. But
now we had to ban him so other people have a chance of winning.
true. Well, his spirit lives on. I think they used the Conqueror Jack skin, but still, the Jax being a 1v9 champion, and they pick up the Drake on the back tail of this as well.
I'm unsure of where Mao's ult went during all
It
of that
went
fight.
onto Kiana.
That's not who you need to be ulting. Kiana's obviously annoying, but not that much of a threat compared to the Jax.
Yeah, it's a bit of a yeah, it's a bit difficult though. Jax still hasn't picked up the QSS, funny enough. I didn't expect to see that, but maybe just relying on the fact that if Pumpkin's ulting them, he just too much health to dash dance as well. And now they're looking towards the Baron. Team 2 trying to pick this up. Syndra is on the wrong side of the map. It's a bit of a repeat of the situation earlier. Will this go better for Team 4?
Don't need QSS if you don't get ulted.
True, don't get hooked as well. But yeah, with that, with Exos moving up, they choose to back off the Baron. If they knew that Jason was looking to reset here, maybe they could try and catch him out. But this Jax is just so bloody strong, man. Clearing out this Scuttle Crab, going to provide that vision. Both teams are still setting up, but Jason not in the area, does have that Weaver's Wall. Old Man Santa not here for another 30 seconds. If it's the time to go, it would be now, but they don't know they're standing on vision. And in the end, the play fizzles.
I mean, for blue, it literally is. It's just all they have to do is kill Jax, and they should be able to win their team fights simply because the other members are so much stronger. Like Caitlyn, Kiana aren't that strong at this point.
It's
They're
a big,
only on.
all they have to do is kill the 15, 4, and 2 Jax with
Yeah.
4 items at 25 minutes.
Easier said than done.
Certainly is. Certainly is. I guess the other alternative is to find a fight without the Jax there and get out before Jax arrives. As you said, no teleport, ignite. What's the option in the mid lane? I feel like if Refresh gone teleport, this game would be almost unlosable for Team 2 here, but there is still that chance. But when you're losing out so much, you're losing out in the jungle. Gold is now 1.5k in favor of Team 2. And it looked so good at the start for Team 4. I said you cast a custom, I cast a custom. Oh no, that's not the engagement.
It's an Amalgahar ult and Jax, but he just doesn't take damage.
Yeah, it's just not quite enough in this fight. Now everyone on the retreat, the hook connects onto Refresh, going to be dropping quite low, but Mary flashing away. Actually, the outplay button not quite there on time for Evas. Never mind, the ignite lands onto Jax. The revive comes through onto it was onto Syke, so maybe you can look to contest this dragon. The most valuable member on the team is dead. That is 4,000 of the gold lead just taken off the board there. Nicely done by Mary.
Bit unfortunate that didn't res last as well, because that would immediately stop the Baron. I think they'd just go for a bait. I don't think they actually start.
Oh, they're looking for her. Old Man Santa is over the wall. Hearsay has the Flex Flash available. Maybe gonna look for it. Syke and Pumpkin has to be very, very careful. Knockback lands on Syke, but Mary is on the flank. She's found the AD carry. Got a lot of damage down. Flash over the wall. Pumpkin will end up falling. Never mind. Very nice Santa coming out from Syke, but that means you can't save Mary. It's a 3v4. Hook connects onto the Kiana. Ends up silence. Ends up falling. Jax is running. Jax is not respawned yet, actually. And nice knock-up block by Hearsay. You've only got a couple of more seconds to go for this, but Loki gets engaged on by the fanboy. Gets taken down. It's a 4v1, but they've used all their cooldowns. Jax is in the area. How much can you do? Mary is dead, but has the teleport.
Team fights are a lot easier when the raid boss is already down.
Oh, but like, you can't even do anything, because the raid boss was already down, but now they're back on the board and they're meaner than ever. Finally picked up that QSS.
No, it was a really good kill by Old Man Santa on Akshan, but the problem was that him and Hearsay just went forward, and Lockie and Jason were just not quite there. They were just too far behind. So Lass gets a really nice engage off, manages to force it.
Yeah, it does a very, very nice job there. As now Dragon will be spawning in the next, of course, ton of objective time zone. How embarrassing! In the next 54 seconds.
Yep.
Obviously, Soul Point would be huge for Team 2 here. If they can get that, they can force Team 4 into an unfavorable fight. I imagine both teams will be duking it out for this Dragon. But oh no, Mary is caught on the side lanes. The stun will land. Can you get the heroic swing away? Does have that move speed. Not going to be quite enough. Does seem to actually find the angle. The ignite goes down. Very nicely done there to try and proc the passive. Not going to be quite enough. Mary ends up falling.
Close. Final tick of Ignite. Oh, stun's missed. That gives Jax free
that
range to go
stun
in.
hits. The Lantern not quite enough. So 600 gold shutdown. Stun over the wall for Old Man Santa. Refreshes under the turret. Will end up paying for it though with their life. 700 gold shutdown goes over to Psych. Loki Fanboy did have to blow their Guardian Angel with a flash away from Old Man Santa. Maybe it's not going to be enough. Snow will land. Kiana very, very dead. Oh no, gets taken out with that ult from Pumpkin. That's a valuable tool use, and it does mean you're going to give up this dragon, but maybe you have to look for the Baron here if you are team 2. I think you have to do it, otherwise you're going to end up losing out too much across the map. You don't have that much damage. Obviously, Malzahar will be dealing some, but it's really not that much. Mary does have to teleport. Maybe you take this dragon, maybe try and take the fight and try and turn it if they come for it.
Needs to teleport immediately if they're going to kill this. Malzahar does not do enough damage to Baron on his own without, but it doesn't look like he's going for it. He's trying to... Oh, now I think that's too late. I think he'll do that immediately.
Teleport is coming through here, say. Teleport was, does actually end up being channeled. Jax still dead. And it's really interesting.
It's coin flip.
Teleport, the smite goes through. Jason ends up getting stunned. Psych will fall for it. Sonya's is there. Pumpkin dueling off with Loki. Mary gets a call on, gets engaged on. Nicely done by Hearsay. They get the dragon, but they lose 3 for it. And Team 4 live just a little bit longer. Jason dropped very low. Nice stun there by Exos. Finds one on the return, but now 2 members are left alive, facing down 4 from Team 2. And one of the 4 members that are still alive is the Jax.
Good smite secure there by Last. It was going to be a 50-50. That's what it was down to, but managed to secure it, because if he didn't get it, that would have probably been it.
Oh no, just a little bit too far forward. Nice stun there by Exos there. Stops any follow-up from here, so he gets a nice chunk down. But Jax kind of being a menace on the side lane, one could say. Level 17. How does anyone look to challenge this guy? 5 items now complete. Isful won't be getting any stronger as the game goes on, fortunately. But that's also like, yeah, Jax isn't scaling anymore because they've already scaled as much as they can. It's not something you really want to hit. Teleport in behind though. Maybe they're called out on the side. Nice push back over the wall. There's no stun, no counter-strike here for Refresh. They are vulnerable for just a little bit. Ult committed by Malzahar. The QSS is used. Flash away. Ult there onto the wall. Old Man Santa picks up the kill. Psych, Jason and Loki Fanboy are now on the retreat. Lasp trying to dash away, but the Jax finds another one. Loki picks up the kill. Trying to find one back onto the AD carry. Exo's doing whatever they can. Loki will end up falling. Refresh in the area. Nice flash away from that counter-strike, but... yeah, Mary is on the other side of the map. Doesn't have that teleport because they used it for Baron. They thought they found the pick onto Refresh, but that QSS was there, and they were able to survive. Old Man Santa looking for the assassinate. Not quite enough. Jason looking for it. Does find the kill. Mary will pick up the spot lane tier 1 turret, but you lose out so much on the top side of the map for it.
There's just not enough consistent damage to kill this Jax. He's just shrugging everything off once Malzahar and Syndra use spells. They need Akshan there just to help get through that. But even then, it's a very
really
tanky Jax.
Difficult. More turrets are falling. The base is being cracked for Team 4, and it's a 33-33 kill game at 33 minutes. But 3 dragons in the back pocket of Team 2. They do go for them. Engage there. No QSS available for Refresh. They try and find the pick. It's going to be ticking down. The death stance. The ult is enough. Hamcakes will Hearsay will also end up falling in that engage. Only problem is no objectives on the map, so it's good. You find some damage, but you lose out on the inhibitor. You're going to be getting some more gold from that, but that's going to be constant pressure up, and this Jax will have respawned by the time you're setting up for the streak.
And I've just noticed Refresh has been quite clever. He sold his Mercurial Scimitar and got the other QSS item that no one builds, so it gets off cooldown.
I think it's shares cooldown.
Does it share cooldown?
The Mercurial Scimitar has a crit component, which is not very useful for Jax, which is why I think they've decided to. Nice engage there by Last, but maybe it's a little bit too much, too far. They do pick up the turret. It's going to be one dead Santa. Last will end up paying for their life with it. And oh my lord, this Talia is doing so much damage. Will end up Zhonya's-ing the unleashed power. Does manage to flash away, but the heroic swing in by Mary finds another one. Flash over the wall. The revive comes through, and Jax is alive, but 3 other members are dead. And we've seen Jax might be very strong, but can't quite literally 1v5. Health bars are half low for everyone on Team 2, so they need to reset. They need to get this health back, and they need to try and secure this dragon.
And that was a very heroic swing. Great play there.
Oh, God. I think the 7, 10, 11 KD doesn't really do Mary justice, right? It's like, you've died a lot, sure, but you got ganked a lot in the mid-game, and you've been finding these do-or-die moments. And you end up doing both, but the most important fact is that you do. You end up finding the kill onto Refresh. You end up finding the triple kill onto the enemy tier 3 turrets.
Oh, Psych needs to be careful here.
Oh no, he's kind of going to get pincered on here. Hearsay looking for it. Refresh knows that he's off vision. They don't know Pepe Laugh. They don't know Pepe Laugh. Pumpkin, they're looking for a more valuable target. They engage onto Psych, looking for the pick early on. That Glacial Augment's going to do not enough. Psych trying to get out. Counter-Strike was used by Refresh, but not taking any damage at all. Mary in the area. Pumpkin in the area. Jason, oh, sorry, no, Refresh trying to get some damage down. Force of Will, is it available? Does manage to find the stun. Is it going to be enough? Mary is still free. In the stun connects with the Kiana. That's on the back line. Refresh dropped very, very low. Oh, coming out. Gonna cancel the suppression. The Jax has fallen. Mary in the fight. Life stealing up. It's not going to be enough. The revive coming through for last, but can they find Locky Roo? They do find another kill. They find one on the Kiana as well, but Delay is just going for the end. Oh my lord. The minions are in the base. You're going to try and reset air if you are last. Can they make the base defense happen? Hearsay unwilling to sacrifice their life to save the game, and in the end they actually do sacrifice their life, and they realize that Jason doesn't want to look for the end with the respawns coming in on Psych so soon. Instead they're going to pick up this dragon, and both teams should be on soul point, barring a miracle still coming in from Jason over the wall here. Maybe they're going to look for it, trying to find it.
Fight.
Oh my lord, they don't have any wards. Can Jason find this steal? 2,000 health, 1.5k left. The smite goes down. Last will secure it, and it's an it's so close this entire game. Oh no, Jason walks into the jump and puts them back, but the shutdown comes through. And,
great play by Jason.
What an absolute banger of a last game. What is happening?
Quite a lot to unpack there.
Oh my lord.
God, I mean, I thought it was over when Refresh just completely steamrolled through to Syndra and just didn't seem to want to die. They managed to turn it around amazingly though. And I think Laughs is the right choice there. He denies them the Mountain Soul. They were going to lose the inhibitor anyway. Bit unfortunate that he dies.
Locky Rune gets a bit outplayed there, but not quite enough damage. Gets away with a sliver of health. Oh no. I think Exos is going to be kicking themselves. Locky Rune is not here for this Baron take. The Refresh is tanking up. Going to have reduced armor and magic statistics going to be chunked down. Talia learns the Weaver's Wall. Can Refresh make it out before those, after those Baron stacks drop off? Never mind, they're just looking to continue the play. They're looking to push into the enemy jungle. They know that they can do this. They have the power. They have the late game Jax, and he feels unleashed. Baron for Team 2. I should have clarified that earlier.
There's a bit of lack of magic pen coming through from Malzahar at this point in the game, which really needs, because Jax is just way too tanky.
Actually sold the... That's not necessarily a choice I agree with. Sells the tenacity boots to buy a frozen heart. Sure, you're cutting down Mary's DPS. You're cutting down Last's DPS, but you're so much more vulnerable to a thresh hook in these fights to getting chain seed.
Also, he's banking on not getting kited if he's...
Oh, very, very true as well.
You'd lose a lot of movement speed.
It's last flank, but it's a 3v1 situation, forced to flash away. Does find the ult, the Cataclysm onto 2, flash over the wall by Jason here. The rest of the team is here to follow up. Kiana ult does not find anyone, and it's a 2 for nothing at the moment. Does find, it's a 1 for 1, but it's a 2 for 1 now. Mary is on the flank. They're looking for the third overextension there from Jason. Misses up that heroic swing, still going to deal a lot of damage, eats up a lot of pebbles, but Mary should pick up this kill. Hearsay ults in, but Refresh is in the base. How much can Pumpkin do to defend? Do they have the tower? They have the counter-strike. Bases have been stopped. And no, in the end, it's a win in favor of Team 2. He fought, put some heroics on, but they lost too much to base, too many of the inhibitors, and Refresh finds the win. Wow.